Hi everyone, Princess India here. I wanted to come in and actually re-record the collective reading because if you notice in my the random not so random reading, I had mentioned that I had just recorded it, but when I rewatched it, I already really wasn't feeling too copacetic about it. But when I rewatched it, knowing what I know now, I'm glad I didn't post it because it was half baked. Because I feel like the energies I was picking up on at the time, I didn't quite understand what I was seeing, and now that I do, I feel that it's more of an apt time to pick up on some overall collective energies. Because the thing is, it's really two. And this is not to say all, but it's two major energies that I feel. And it's one of chaos and it's one of calmness, right? But the thing that I'm seeing now is that the feeling of chaos is more or less like a disconnection from spirit if one feels in chaos. Because the chaos is a symptom of the disconnect. And it's a need to take a step back and to realign, right? So one thing, well, I can't even say one. It's a couple of things that are typically like a sign of when we are disconnected. And that's when we're feeling like hopeless, when we're feeling lost, when we're feeling confused, right? If we're feeling fear, we're feeling judgmental. If we're feeling angry, if there's a looming feeling of dread, right? And if those energies and emotions or thoughts are all consuming, that's always our warning sign that we have left home base, right? And it's a sign that we need to reconnect. So that would be everything under the umbrella of the energy of chaos, right? Now, the energy, that card just fell out. Now, the other energy of calmness, that's an energy of presence. It's being present in the moment. And many of those who are feeling that now are acting as lights in the darkness, rocks, anchors, pillars in the midst of this little, I'm saying little, it ain't little, energetic storm that we have going on right now. And another thing I can tell you in reference to that is the vision that Spirit showed me was two different ones. One of them was of a mountain and hundreds of people going up this mountain, no food or water. Near the top, I could see clearly that everyone was very fatigued, rightfully so, right? And kind of on nerve's edge, annoyed, aggravated, like, tempers were flaring, things of the sort. When everyone made it to the top of the mountain, like the peak, I assume it would be called, in order to get to the other side, each person, one by one, you could not go two by two, it was one by one, had to straddle the mountain. They had to put their right leg over first, make sure they had their bearings, and slowly bring their left leg over in order for them to get to the other side, right? So the thing that Spirit was bringing to my attention was looking at all of these hundreds of people and the fact that they're already drained, they're already fatigued, they're hungry, they're thirsty, right? They're frustrated, they're tired. And those who are farther back in the line, just the thought of how far back you are, how many people are in front of you, and the fact that each of these people have to go across one by one. Some people are getting scared and they're holding on and they're too afraid to cross over, and it's others that are kind of like, talking them through it and things of the sort, right? So it's frustration that's piling up. And the thing I was seeing is because each person was already in a very emotionally volatile place, that if a person were to, lose their balance and trip and fall against them or step on their shoe, like, bam, they'd blow up, right? And take all of that frustration out on that person. And I feel like that's a lot of the energies that are going on right now. The second group of people that I saw, it was a group of people who were at the base of the mountain and their legs were encased in stone, right? But the thing that got everyone where they needed to be, right, was this earthquake. The earthquake is what set the people who were encased in stone free, right? And that it's indicative to me of stagnation or of bondage, right? Because it was just up to their thighs, but it's like an inability to move forward for a very long time. But what I found interesting is the people on the mountain, you know, had free range, but it's just that they had to go a very long time without. And even at what would seem to be the cusp of one's salvation, there was still work that needed to be done in a very, you know, particular way, right? So what I'm kind of feeling for everybody is that that's more or less the energies that a lot of us are experiencing, in the sense of like that temperament, so to speak. And I feel it in a sense of almost like, you know, people kind of acting out of character and so on and so forth. But I really feel like it's because each and every one of us is on the same path. Even the people whose legs were stuck. It's like each and every one of us are on the same path because, and this is my assumption, it's like the people whose legs are free, even though they've been trapped for a long time, they still have to go up the mountain, you know? But the ones who are up there now are more or less the trailblazers. So they can make that path or that journey easier for those who are just trying to get their bearings with their legs, so to speak. So in the end, it's all going to work out for the benefit of everyone. It's just right now, it's very testy times because it's not quite understanding the bigger picture. And I feel that's more or less how I was feeling with the reading I did before, because it was so many energies I was picking up. And I was like, this is literally like chaos, calamity. And I didn't want to post that and freak people out because it's like at the time, it's like, I'm like, I don't even know why this is happening, you know? So that's why I kind of held back on it. But now it's like, that's the thing I'm seeing is that whatever this is that we're going through, right? There's light at the end of the tunnel, you know? So it's more or less, if you're feeling any of those emotions or energies on that chaos and calamity side, it's just more or less a message to reattune, to align with spirit, right? Because if you're feeling them, it means you got kind of out of alignment, may have, you know, lost a little hope or feel helpless or what have you. So this is interesting. Oh, perfect. So the first three cards that I have, the first one I have is discernment. And it says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Absolutely. That's that calm energy that I'm talking about. The next card we have is emergence. And the frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like right now, logic has no precedence. If we try to rationalize anything that's occurring right now, I feel like we will fail miserably, and it will cause us to feel very helpless, hopeless, and things of the sort. It's more or less in that place of stillness is where spirit exists. So it's more or less communing with spirit, being in that stillness, and it allows you to see everything that's occurring from that place. So it's more or less there's a tornado that's going on right now, energetically. In that place of stillness, it pulls you out of the whirlwind and it sits you in the midst of it. And everything that's happening is just happening around you, right? But it's more or less like the peace is infectious. So as you see people swirling around you and you see a person reach a hand out, you can pull them in and instantaneously they enter the space with you. And it's more or less using your discernment on knowing how and when to move, right? And right now, I feel like a lot of it is sitting still, or even if this chaos is proverbial chaos, tornado, what have you, is brought to your front door, proverbially speaking. Not a tornado knocking at your front door, like, you know. But it's more or less not being taken by what it is that you're physically seeing in front of you, but allowing yourself to discern from an inner place of what it is that's really going on here. Because I think if we get caught up into externally what's occurring, that's how you get caught in the tornado, if that makes sense. And with our emergence, that's what I really feel like is happening. Like the people whose legs were encased in stone, it's more or less like an awakening. The word I had, this is emergence, but the word I was feeling earlier was resurgence. Like I feel like it's a renewal of power. It's a cleansing energy. It's a purification energy that's rushing in. But it's almost as if the calamity has to happen before the calm, you know? And I wouldn't even say like eye of storm, because the eye of the storm is always like the calm before the rest of the storm, which is usually the worst part. I don't feel that either. I feel like this is a great awakening on many levels. I feel those who have been awakened, it's a resurgence of a reintroduction to that fire, that passion that you felt when you first awakened. And then I feel it's simply an awakening, right? For those who may have been in their cocoons, you know? Next we have allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, oh, this is so perfect, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Oh my gosh, these are so freaking perfect. It's a major, major, major transition that's happening right now, but I can assure you wholeheartedly, the purpose of it is to get everyone to where it is that they need to be. And I don't know if I said it already, but the song that I was hearing was The Fray, Fall Away. And I haven't heard that song in years, but when I was listening to it before I started this reading, I just got overcome. Like my heart got so full with joy, right? Like so full with joy. And it's like joy in spite of circumstance, right? Or if you think of the peace that surpasses all understanding, despite what's occurring around, it's just this overwhelming feeling of joy. And I was feeling as if this joy is going to find you wherever you are. And that's why there's a need for that stillness, that alignment, and that communion with spirit, because that's how you enter flow and allow that joy to find you wherever you are, and you thus gain dominion over the chaos, right? Because the chaos sucks you in, you know? Kind of makes me think of the Wizard of Oz. So this is going to be pretty quick. I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle, and this card just turned sideways, so we're going to go ahead and go with that. But I just wanted to encourage everyone. So this isn't going to be too long, but it ain't got to be long to be strong. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to jump into you guys mid-months, of which, as of now, Virgo will be first because they have the highest views so far. Like, they literally killed the game. But in all honesty, guys, that's really what I'm feeling. It's a transition, but it's a beautiful one in the sense that it's a re-empowerment, you know? Whoa, okay, here we go. Okay, so our central energy. Trust the niggle. I love this card. I just love the word niggle. Discernment. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? What is your gut trying to tell you? What do you feel in your gut brain? Despite what's occurring around you, despite what you're hearing, despite what you're being told, what do you know to be true, right? Challenge. Whew, if this reading is not already in alignment, I don't know what is. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? What is clinging on to you? And I just want you to look at this, the illustration, and you see like the little gateway. Mind you, it's the 11th today. 1-1, you know what I'm saying? It's like a gateway that's being opened. Things are falling away so better things can fall together. And that's exactly what I was feeling. It's like, what lies on the other side of this? I'm a Taurus, I'm not a crier. It was unfathomable. Tears were welling in my eyes because it was a sense of joy, peace, and beauty that I literally could not find words for. And it made my heart so full, you know? And I feel like it's a need to remind yourself of that. And it may be several times needing to remind yourself of that. Because, of course, empaths in general are sensitive and feel everything. Even with, you know, transits and shifts and things of the sort. We feel it. And it can cause a level of anxiousness. Because I know, like, at first I was feeling like, oh my gosh, something is about to pop off. And I don't know what it is. And I was too afraid to tune into the energy. And like I said with the last reading, when I tried to tune in, it freaked me out. And I'm like, no. But what I really needed to do is sit and be still. But things are falling away so better things can fall together. So I want you guys to keep that in mind and allow that to be your strength in this present moment, right? Knowing that spirit is with you, knowing that all things are working out for your betterment. Your past influential energy. This is like everything I said. I love this. Align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? That's what I really feel like we're walking into. Underlying influence. Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion. Priestess, mystic, teacher. Many will be stepping into their callings. Just saying. If you didn't know. Your above energy is awakening. Gosh, I love this. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Man, this is so beautiful. It's like a rebirth, man. It's like, these are like labor pains. You know what I'm saying? And going forward, oh, of course, it would be one of the words I don't know how to say. Akasha? I think I'm saying that right. Your guidance is divinely guided. Dude, when I tell you, and I'm not going to be like extra, because like I said, I wanted to keep this short and quick. I just wanted to be a little inspirational. The most beautiful gift, and I'm saying this as a mom, the most beautiful gift is the day you become a mother, right? Being able to hold this baby in your arms, to look into its eyes when you carried it in your belly, got stretch marks for him, had back problems for and things of the sort, heartburn and all those good things, right? But the worst part of pregnancy, the worst part of motherhood is actual contractions and labor. If you haven't been through that yet, I'm going to pray for you now, okay? Dudes, you're lucky. But that's the absolute worst part. A woman loses 2% of her memory during childbirth, just in case y'all didn't know. Pain is that bad, okay? Something you want to disassociate from. But the amount of pain that is felt is so unfathomable, right? I can't even think of another pain in life, breaking a bone, anything, that it all fails in comparison to labor and contractions, okay? So using that as an illustration, right now may be very, very tough, but I feel like Spirit is, the message here that Spirit is trying to give to everyone is that the purpose of this is to put you to where it is that you need to be. There's a need to trust that, right? To ground and anchor yourself in that truth, to focus your attention to what this is, which is that it's an alignment. It's a crumbling, a tower situation that needs to happen to get everyone to exactly where it is they need to be. It's those labor pains. But what lies on the other side of this is the most beautiful gift of humanity, which is a brand new baby, proverbially speaking. I mean, some of y'all might be having babies, I don't know. But all of this is in the plan. All of you are being divinely guided. And the whole purpose of me being here today is to let you know that. And to let you know not to forget that. No matter how bad things get, how chaotic things get, if you feel yourself feeling any of those emotions or those energies, it's a need to take a step back and realign. And to remember what's happening and what this is all about and what it's for. Okay? Love your freaking face. I do. See you guys in a little bit for your mid-months. Deuces.